What's going on, everybody? Welcome into TB Sports 27. For those of you that are Patreon members, you got a little bonus slip up at the beginning because I forgot to hit record. But now we are recording, we are live, and we got a tough test as the Nebraska Cornhuskers feeling the disrespect at 4-2, wondering where their ranking is, taking on a Utah team that just barely survived a week ago against BYU in triple overtime. They have gone from number 1 to number 3 without losing a game in 2 seasons. Undefeated halfway through the season, undefeated last season, undefeated through the back half 2 years ago for a grand total of 2 consecutive years worth of games, undefeated, split across 3 years. The last time we lost a game was to these Nebraska Cornhuskers. We're at home, and we're gonna see if we can have a big impact. Let's look right now. We'll do a little plug ski here for our Patreon page because we have the entire Utah stat book. Did we play Utah last year? I'm not sure. Or Nebraska last year. We're going to look at the schedule right now, and we did. We won 24-13, defeating Nebraska. And then the year before that was the last time we lost. It was game number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Game 7, which this is game 7. And we lost to Nebraska 42-29. And that was the last time we lost a game. Since then, we've gone undefeated for 2 seasons worth of games. So this is a pretty big one as we go into it. And we got to get all we got. We've dropped despite not having lost in so long. I mean, the offenses, everyone is ranked up in the 90s. It's big business. We're thinking we got kind of a new scheme that we got going here where maybe we'll try short little chunks of passes that seem to work in the back half of the BYU game. So we'll see what we get in this game. But helmets, I think we'll just go traditional. What do we got for jerseys here? Can we drop those? Yeah, there we go. Do we like the sleeves? Or do we like... I think I don't like the... I think I like that better. I don't like the stripes coming up top there. What do we got for pants here? Do we want to put them in all white? Do we want to give them the red look? Do they even have a... They do have a white. I think white would look better here for Nebraska. What do you guys think? We got any Husker fans out there? Work with some Husker fans. We got the white. The N is a little bigger. I do like the bigger logo on the 13. So we might go with the 13. I think we go with the 13 white. Yeah, we'll go with the 13 white. As for socks, you know me, we gotta have a color. Oh, do they not have? Okay, we can do this. You gotta have a color contrast socks, right? You can't just go. Very few teams can pull off the all white. White shoes. Okay, whatever. Good enough. All right, guys, we're gonna jump into it. Let's see what we got here. Utah, Nebraska. Thank you guys for tuning in. There's a look at how you can support the channel TB Sports 27 on all our different social media. Left side of the screen is how you can follow along with us and watch all the videos every single day. On the right side of the screen is how you can help support the channel and keep this channel going. And as always, a thank you to our Patreon supporters. And for those of you that are Patreon supporters, you guys know that at the end of every single stream, we do a bonus post-show wrap-up. We recap the top 25. We look at the Heisman Watch. We look at the bowl projections. We look at standings and stats and all kinds of stuff in a post-show wrap-up. The same thing here. So check us out, patreon.com/tbsports27 if you guys would like to see a little bit of extra content come your way and help support the channel at the same time. History with Nebraska, or at least recently. I know we had some non-conference games with Nebraska a time or two when we were part of the Pac-12, but as far as conference stuff goes against Nebraska, we had a 34-31 victory back in season 17. That was our first foray as we came on over to the Big 12 in that season. And the season after that, we lost to Nebraska 42-29. And that was the season, the last time we lost a game. And then, of course, the game Nebraska last season that you can see in the archives on our YouTube page, 24-13. So 2-1 record against Nebraska in recent memory here. But Nebraska and Texas, they've been the two big ones that have kind of been giving us all sorts of trouble the last couple of seasons. Revenge Texas last season, not only in the Big 12 championship game, but in the national championship. And now we're going to see if we can't get some revenge here and a little bit of payback. So it's it was a long time coming because we had lost a couple of times to Texas, so to get those back-to-back wins. But good to be back at the Rice, and here we go. Time to get this thing underway. Utah, Nebraska, with the undefeated season on the line, as always, when we step out onto the field. And here we go. We'll see how our defense goes. Went to triple overtime, as we said, with BYU in the last game, which was not ideal. Beat BYU 41-24 the season before. So they just, I don't know, rivalry game. They just came in and got us this time around. Year before that, we beat BYU 44-12. So we got Mitchell lined. Oh, and the first play of the game is a pick six. So how about that? And Joe Davis, my God, Joe Davis, who was pretty much the guy. Peter's guy. It's because Peter's the guy. Right? Little Thai music there. Joe Davis was the guy in the last game that we played with BYU where he pretty much kept us in it, starting things off with a pick six here. What a two-game stretch so far. What a beautiful way to start with 7 points right on the board, just like that. Man, keep your eye on Joe Davis. Is he going to keep being the guy? And Nebraska is going to jump. They are off to a skittish start, right?
Still first down.
Very, very skittish start for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Mitchell, play fake. And finally, they're going to get something going. After starting off with the pick six, and after having the false start. Can we get this Nebraska team? Beat them up here. Mitchell, he's able to connect to Thomas over the middle. Let's see what we got. Oh, upset alert here. Virginia Tech and NC State. Reminder, as we are streaming here and as we ask for your continued support at the bottom of the screen, we are on call. I got the on-call iPhone right here. You hear it there. So if that rings, I'm going to have to answer that call and do my on-call duties. So just be aware of that if that phone rings. It hasn't happened often. We had our Tony Hawk stream interrupted by an on-call situation deep down the field and nearly picked off again. And that one we actually uploaded as a little bonus episode on our Patreon page since that one kind of got interrupted. And we were struggling anyway in that game. So just keep that in mind. And as always, you know, as we're hopeful for maybe a full-time streamer life one day. If you guys want to help support the channel, you can subscribe and all that fun stuff down below. Maybe we won't have to be on call anymore. So first time on offense, spotted the 7-0 lead, and it's Bill Bradford, who has been a workhorse for this team. Harry's going to go in motion, and there's kind of this new strategy that we've kind of made our adjustments on. If you guys didn't see the BYU game, the triple overtime, kind of trying to go with short, stoic passes, maybe longer drives, because Andrew Cross's arm just might not be built for the long ball. But we seem to have some relative success tossing the ball short, curl routes, corner routes, sideline routes. Route this, you know. This is kind of the gauntlet right now, this stretch. This game against Nebraska with the screen pass out to Bradford and did not quite have the speed, loses two. This game against Nebraska, and then coming up and next week playing, as of right now, an undefeated Arkansas team in a non-conference battle. So here's one on 4th and 13 where he is going to have to throw the ball deep. No getting around that. Well, we did still kind of go with the short chuck down, but I'd say maybe in range to want to go for it here at the 41. Why not?
Man left. Four down. Hey, watch that. Check right. Here we go.
And it worked. How about it? Andrew Cross loves the short ball. Dropping back to pass once again, and he's perfect. Man, the strategy so far to perfection. Second and short, we're going to get Bill Bradford in the mix here. There's the give to Bradford, and they've had him contained thus far in this one.
Third down.
Looking at some pictures of Nebraska, I guess they do tend to wear their red pants a little more. I thought they're more of an all-white team, but I just typed in Nebraska football into Google. And other than like the spring game, they're pretty much wearing red pants. But you know what? For this one, they wanted to go all white on the road. Maybe they felt like there's too much red from Utah, so they said, you know what? We'll come out. We'll do our all white. In the past, they were all white, right? Maybe not. 7 for 7. And there's the block, and the Utah Utes take a 14-point lead. The start of this game could not have gone any better. Well, there's a picture. They wore all white against USC. So they break out the all white sometimes. Here's another one. Is that Wake Forest they're playing? Playing someone with a gold W in the back. Maybe Wetumpka High School. Oh, here's a picture of them where it's snowing and they're wearing all white. So it's not completely out of the realm. You know me, I like to have my uniform accuracy down. So 14-0. The Utes over the Cornhuskers off of the near upset to BYU. And with the looming game with Nebraska, the potential battle of the undefeateds coming up. That is all on the line. Finishing off the home and home with the SEC team. And then after that, we get past Nebraska. Not to say it's going to be smooth sailing because you guys saw what just happened against BYU. However, you get past this game and you get past Arkansas, the odds of a second consecutive undefeated regular season, which we have never done. We've never done back-to-back undefeated regular seasons. And we've won the national championship a number of times and never had those back-to-back unbeaten seasons. Never had back-to-back national championships. Beat UCF in our first national championship victory. We had Army in our second national championship victory. Of course, Texas in a Big 12 national championship showdown. First time we had two teams from the same conference make it to the national championship as part of the college football playoff here. Of course, in the BCS era, we had two Big Ten teams previously make it. That was a weird year when we had like a 2-loss team and a 3-loss team. And we got Christian, who's coming up a little bit injured on that quarterback keeper. That was not the quarterback that was injured, mind you. SMU trying to keep their New Year's 6 hopes alive right now. They're on upset watch, so we got to keep an eye on that. And Mitchell drops back, finds Roseanne Barr. With the, no, that's Kelly Barr.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Gets that grab, and we're closing in on the final couple of moments here of quarter number 1. Nebraska trying to get their first points on the scoreboard, and Mitchell doing quite a good job with the option offense. And speaking of option offense, look at Army down there. Oh my goodness, they almost got us. Keith Landry. Which that would make Hank Hill blush, having somebody with the last name Landry on Nebraska. Even though, if you guys know, Hank Hill once called in the game-winning play for the Nebraska Cornhuskers. So, I mean, I don't know. Hank, maybe secret Nebraska fan. SMU, there you go, will take the lead over UMass. They're hoping to make it to back-to-back New Year's 6 appearances. They had Notre Dame last season and nearly pulled off the victory. In a previous world, they were part of the SEC, but not in this incarnation here. So maybe they get the call up here. Could we just have a bunch of super conferences? I mean, we kind of already do. We have everyone at 16. I don't think we can get more than that, right? So if SMU comes up, somebody would need to get bounced down at this stage of the game. Torn shoulder. That, oof, that hurts. Play action fake by Cross, who's rolling out, and Cross just throws that one away, and there is your first incompletion of the football game here. And now once again we find ourselves in a 3rd and long situation, but this is not one where I think we would go for it if we come up just short. Cross, first down. Boy, from the end of the BYU game to here, he's coming up with his most precision passing all season. Can we get one more play? I got a run play call. Let's go. Oh, we got it. My goodness, 1 yard. Bradford not doing so hot right now, but it is all Utah in this one. 14-0. The Utes run away with this one over the Huskers. Hopefully we're looking at number 21. Blitz, cross, not a problem. All right, come on, Bill. You can get us this first down here, right? There we go. 2-yard pickup for Bradford, and that's another Ute. First down. One more first down, being that 100-yard territory here. There's Arkansas trying to remain undefeated for the showdown next week of undefeated Utah and undefeated Arkansas, which would be a top 5 non-conference matchup, guys. How crazy is that? Something that I haven't seen since the two in my head that I can remember in recent memory were the Troy and Oregon game, where it was number 1 versus number 2, and it was a non-conference game that the game scheduled as week 12 between Troy, who I forget, I think we had gone to the Big 12 at that time. So it was Big 12 versus Pac-12, and they scheduled it for the last game of the season. So it was number 1 versus number 2, last game of the season, undefeated. And then the other one was the Big 12 championship game, which was us, Utah, against Washington State. And that was number 1 versus number 2, and that was one of the biggest blowouts. A first half where we scored like 60 points, and I think the final score is 72 to what have you. 4th down, going for it, first down Utah, and that was one I remember going in like extremely nervous, and then we just ended up blowing out Washington State. So it's coming up where we might meet that fate again here. And just thinking about the success we've had between Troy and then now this Utah team, and I'm trying to think previously when I played. Boy, Andrew Cross just finally threw that one away. When I was playing on 08-07, what teams was I using then? I think I was using my user-created team. I made like a North Florida, team. And I don't really remember winning too many national championships in those games. Of course, those were like high school days. But for 2012 and for this era, 2014, definitely Troy, Utah cashed in. And even my Madden days, mostly playing 2K5 with the Broncos, had some success, but in Madden, well, I eventually with the Broncos, I won a bunch of Super Bowls, but I did a second run with Madden 12 with the Lions, and we played like 15 seasons and got 1 Super Bowl out of it, which for Lion fans, they would build a statue for you out front if you got them a Super Bowl. And then most recently, the Broncos finally cashing in, getting these 2 Super Bowls here. That was a dangerous pass as the blitz was coming on, but up to this point, though, it has been very much smooth sailing. It's not, not running up and down the field. Don't have that finesse, but we are moving the football. Play action, fake, cross. on the rollout and is going to get it in there to Jermaine Cox. So 4th and 3. I think we got to do the smart thing and just take the field goal. Go up by 3 scores here against this 4-win Nebraska squad. And we nail it. Studio update, we got Reese. Georgia Tech trailing Florida International in ACC action. So that can move us back up in the rankings. That would move Arkansas up too, and then we'd really have like a top showdown here. I would think College Game Day. And that game is in Nebraska, by the way. It's a home and home. Nebraska came to Utah last season. I try to schedule them accurately. I try to do the home and homes, or the 2-and-1s, you know. College rules. Wonder if they'll do that in the new game. Kellen Mitchell continuing his running ways. Lots of running with the football. Mitchell, play fake to Sullivan. Sullivan bounces outside and nearly took that in for a score. Nebraska's quite good with the play fake, the option, all that stuff. The last team to defeated the Utah Utes a full 2 seasons ago. They've been completely undefeated since then. Should I count the number of games? I keep saying 2 full seasons. Maybe it'd be better just to give you a straight number here. So we're 6-0 now, right? Last season we went 15-0. That's 21. And then after the Nebraska loss, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins. So 27 wins in a row, if I have my math correctly, because that's 6 plus 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 12. 15-0. Yeah, 27 wins in a row. So we have won 27 consecutive games since the last time we lost to this Nebraska team. This would be 28 in a row with this win for Arkansas. But Mitchell, my goodness. He's a scrambling fool out there, Mitchell. You would think barring some kind of collapse, Nebraska is finally going to come away with some points here on this drive. And oh my goodness, that time we had it scouted and could not come in. Where's Joe Davis out there? Is he out there making stops or anything? Come on. Mitchell again. Breaking tackles. My God. Kellen Mitchell. And Nebraska on the scoreboard for the first time. Looking like the Denver Broncos and the Miami Dolphins out there with the way tacklers were getting thrown down left and right, huh? Huh? He's gonna. And the extra point is good.
The Cornhuskers are lined up for the kickoff. Moving back to return.
Here's Jason Newton. Always good to get us some decent field position, Mr. Newton is. Pressure returns to Utah a little bit to keep up after that score. Cross. Boy, there's all sorts of field in front of him. He didn't quite have the speed, though. Only got 2 yards out of it.
Gain of 3 yards.
It was wide open.
Tight, guys, double tight. Four down, four down. Hey, watch that, watch that. Just like ready.
Quick one out to Brian Baldwin. 3rd and 2, right? I mean, is it too obvious going for Bill Bradford here? 17 passes already for Andrew Cross. I feel like that's more than he usually gets, but this strategy of kind of this dink and dunk strategy that we've gone with, it has been working out to some success, at least in this game so far. Army got a close one there with Pitt. I think it's kind of common in these games, right? Army, Navy, all the service academies with the triple option. I think some people go in and change their playbook, or I don't know, can you even do that?
Here we go.
Cross, 1st down to Newton. And Pitt takes the lead. That's a good one. Pitt and Army tearing it up with a high-scoring showdown. Cross, dink and dunk, out to Davis. Go out of bounds, stop the clock. There's swoop.
That makes it 1st and 10.
It's effective, man. It's like, I don't know, almost feels like spread offense-y, but without going deep. Cox hangs on to that, takes a shot. No problem. Another quick one out from Cross to Jermaine Cox, and it's caught for an 11-yard reception.
That'll move the chains for another Utah. 1st down.
And this was another perfection drive here. On the short chunk, dink and dunk. Cross just gets drilled from behind.
Loss of 5 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Boy, and look at that. Cross was just getting ready to step into that throw. So watch the clock here. Clock ticking down. For the end zone. Oh, man. Newton tried to come back for it and lost it. He lost it in the Utah sun or the Utah mountains or something. Oh, my God. Oh, I thought he had it. Well, we're going to see 2 drives. We leave 2 touchdowns out in the open there. Let's see if we can at least come away with 3. Oh, my God. Did they hit? Did they block it? Oh, my goodness. So, whew, that's... Yeah, that's a lot of points that we could have had on the scoreboard on those last 2 drives that we didn't cash in on. And Nebraska's just going to get to the half. Your Utes are going to get the ball to begin quarter number 2. This time will tick away. Yeah, I don't want to dwell on it, but whew, that's 11 points we left out in the open. So that's going to be it for the first half, guys. Don't forget to check out the second half right here on TB Sports 27. Utah, they're hanging into this thing. Don't forget, subscribe, thumbs up. Support us. Patreon, Streamlabs, Ko-fi. Don't forget to come on back and check out the second half, Utah and Nebraska.